Hello everyone, Grandmaster Paul Melella from Empowered Mastery. Welcome to our weekly inspirational video. This week I've been kind of talking about becoming a good finder, seeking out opportunities and things. Sometimes this is not the easiest thing to do. You know, I catch myself, as you hear me talk about negatively stacking a lot, sometimes I drift, sometimes I get clouded. And so I had an opportunity, was really challenging for me. I had a call with somebody that was battling some really difficult illnesses and some situations in life, not just from a personal standpoint, professional standpoint. They were, battling cancer, and, in my mind, I'm like, man, what the hell can I do to kind of redirect his focus? When I got on the phone with him, he began to stack and started telling me his story. And he began to tell me his story about battling cancer, a car accident, a loss of a parent, a breakup with a significant other, and stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. And I did allow the stacking to happen on purpose because I wanted that to kind of vent out and share. And once it was out, I said, you're probably not going to like me for asking this, and my partner does this all the time. And I said, well, what is the positive? What can you do to redirect your focus and ask yourself, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? How is this an opportunity? And I sometimes really get frustrated when I'm asked that question, and sometimes I say, you know what, Chris, there's nothing positive about this right now, And he goes, no, there is, and he has that smirk. And here I was in that same situation, asking someone that I've never been in a situation, I've never battled cancer, I never lost a parent, God forbid, and I know it's inevitable, it's going to happen, and I've been in bad breakups before in the past, and I can relate to some, but I've never really could relate to some of the things that he was experiencing. And I stopped, and he stopped. And he took a deep breath, and he began to ramble off with the smallest things. And the smallest things, I said, give me another one. Give me another one. It was, wow, you're really taking me outside my comfort zone. Yeah, I am. Give me another one. And we got to about 5 or 6, and all of a sudden, those little bit of redirection of where he was putting his focus began to stack in a positive way. And it really came from a sense of gratitude. Can you relate either in your business when things aren't going well that you just start focusing on this and this and this and you're in a clouded emotional state? Can you focus in a relationship where you focus on past things that have happened, and in an instant you put your focus in on that and you get emotionally clouded or upset? How fast? That fast? Because where are you putting your focus? It was funny. It's like I would catch myself reflecting on things of my past and maybe my childhood, as it relates to maybe things with my parents or my mom or my dad. And in an instant, I would catch myself being angry at my mom, angry at my dad. And I'm like, why am I so angry? For what? That is so stupid. And I'm like, I'm so grateful I have a mom. I'm so grateful I have a dad. I'm so grateful that they have, they love me and they supported me and they did the best they can with the resource they have. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. In an instant, from that gratitude, that anger, that stress, that frustration was relieved, And all of a sudden, from that mindset, that emotional connection, it was, I picked up the phone and called. I sent a loving text, and it was gone. How fast? That fast. It was funny, I did a house call once, and I never do them, but someone said, Paul, I need you to come. I need you to come speak to this person. And I walked in, and it was, the home was in a nicer area in Lower Westchester. And I walked in, and the first thing that I saw was glass windows, and it was like in February or March, and the ice and the snow was there, and they had a water like pond with ducks, and it was the first thing I noticed. And here was this person sitting on her couch, crumpled up, in sweatpants and, hidden and closed-minded. And all she kept on talking about was all the negative things in her world. And I said, imagine this camera right now, or you have a camera, and you take the camera, and there's a pile of shit right on the ground. And you take that camera, and you're the videographer, you're the camera. You just take that camera and zoom in on the pile of shit. What do you see? You see the shit. You choose where that camera goes. You're the videographer. You zoom in on the shit. Now imagine all you do is just lift up that camera, widen the lens, and see the beauty around you. See the beauty of the trees and the birds and the ducks and the ice melting and where you are. But no, you don't choose to see that. You choose to see the pile of shit, and you focus on the shit. Where do you aim your camera of life? Are you zooming in on the beauty, or are you zooming in on where you want to go, or are you reflecting on the past? Are you looking in the rear view mirror of your car and imagine you're driving and all you do is look at the rear view mirror while you're driving? How far are you going to go? You're not going to get far. You're going to crash. Now, some of the things in the rear view mirror, some of the things in our past, maybe are either perceived good or bad. But if you're looking at the past and you're honing in on the negative, you're going to feel negative. If you're honing in on the shit, you're going to feel like shit. Or you got to focus in on what you're grateful for, what's around you, what are the opportunities, what's the beauty, what have you learned from this, where do you want to go? And it's all based on your choice and your perception on where you put your focus. So where in your life, where in your relationships, where in your business, where in your health, where in whatever areas of life that are important to you, are you focusing in either on the rear view mirror, on the shit, or do you need to step up and raise up your head? Do you need to look forward on where you want to go? What is the ideal life? What is the opportunity? Or do you need to just widen out your lens and see the pond, the beautiful scenery, the nature, and all the things that are good in your life? Until next week, live life to the fullest. Thank you.